Hey, what's up, everyone? Shallon Magi here. Welcome to my No Man's Sky videos. So today I wanted to put together sort of a compilation of starships that I found, and I want to share the addresses with you all. Um, One of the starships in here is an S class. It's a Sentinel ship, and the rest of them are just starships that I think look really good, that have a really cool look to them, basically. And I wanted to share those with you all. Now, also, some of these starships I have made individual videos of in the past of me finding them. So you may be familiar, if you've watched some of my videos, you may be familiar with a couple of the ships in here. But recently, for the past, I don't know, week or two, I just been kind of doing my normal thing, working my way to the center of the galaxy. And while I've been doing that, I've been doing a whole lot of ship hunting, a whole lot of multi-tool hunting. And so I came across a few new Sentinel ships, as well as a couple normal ships. And I want to throw in here, probably at the end, sort of a bonus section of, I believe, a couple exotic ships, or maybe one exotic ship, and then there's like a hot rod ship. Um, and basically, I came across those inside of like space stations or at trade posts. So, as far as that's concerned, it's as simple as just taking the glyph address, going right to the space station or whatever. So, I will share those few at the end of the video. So anyway, I think I've got, I believe I have three ships that I found in the Euclid galaxy. So and some of these ships I have not even repaired and flew off in. Right, some of them I just put a base there, and pretty much this is going to be my first time, basically repairing them and adding them to my fleet if I like them. So I will meet you at the first base in the Euclid Galaxy. All right, everyone, we're here at the first stop here. And this is for, it appears to be like a blue sentinel. I guess more like a teal, right? You look at it. Underneath looks kind of blue, though, if you look. Now, just a few weeks ago, I found a blue or a teal full Dragonfly Sentinel ship that looks pretty similar to this one, but it is a little different. I am going to include that ship also in this video, even though I put a separate individual video out for it a few weeks ago. Just for sake of completeness, I want to put everything I got in this one video. That way you can do some quick comparisons and, oh, I like that one, I don't like this one, or whatever. So let's go ahead and get going here. So this is a Class B. And I will spare you, uh, I will spare taking you along to the monoliths and all that stuff. I'll cut that out, but then I will return right back here. All right, everyone, I'm back. So let's go ahead and get in this thing and see what the deal is here. All right, so yeah, this kind of looks a lot more teal and with some actual blue to it. So pretty interesting looking. Looks like there's only one supercharged spot that's revealed. All right, I'm going to claim this. Hey everyone, I'm back. I just want to I forgot to give the address and coordinates for the first ship here. So right there in the lower left-hand corner is the glyph address. I'll leave it here for a few seconds so you can screenshot it. It is Euclid Galaxy. All right, and the coordinates for this is minus 1.85 plus 70.25. And I'll leave that here for a second so you can screenshot it. Okay, and since I have a base here, you probably will be able to get away without following the coordinates. Once you get in the system, when you take a port, you should be able to find my base right here. It's called Green Dragonfly Sentinel Base. All right, let's take a flight to the space station real quick. Yeah, it's not bad. It's blue and teal. So pretty unique, I guess, for a Sentinel ship, that's for sure. And I will be upgrading these ships to an S class, and hopefully, when I do, it will reveal all of the supercharged slots. So I will catch up with you when I get to the space station. All right, everyone. Take it up to a Class A. Let's see if that reveals a supercharged slot. And it did. Okay, so we got one there and one there. I do not use phase beams, so that will be sold off. All right. And I guess let me go ahead and take this thing up to an S class, but first I'm going to have to make some nanites, so I'll be right back. All right, everyone, I'm here at the space station, and we're going to go ahead and take this up to an S class. All right, and let's see what we got here. Okay, so pretty decent layout, honestly. Actually, I really like the layout. Can definitely get some adjacency bonuses going on. I'm going to go ahead and fill in a couple of these spots. I've got a spot here I want to fill in, and then I'm going to fill in these two, and hopefully one of these is the would be the supercharged slot, but I do not know, so let's find out. I think I'll purchase the first one. Purchase that one. All right. And then I'm going to use some augmentations for the rest. Go with this one. Okay. All right, so there we go. So for the first ship, if you like the look of the ship, you like the design, you want to take it up to an S class, the only slot that you will have to purchase is this upper right-hand corner slot. The rest of these will show up once you take it up to an A class and then an S class. So yeah, pretty decent layout, actually, I think. So this should be a pretty powerful ship, I'm thinking. All right, so that one's taken care of. Let's hit the next spot. I'll meet you at the next spot. When we're at the next spot for the next ship. Now, the next ship, this is not a Sentinel ship. This is actually an Explorer. And it is not a S class. It's a B class. But I've decided to go ahead and include this in the video because it's just a pretty unique, awesome looking ship, and it's crazy colorful. So here it is right here. I haven't even taken it to the space station or anything, but yeah, pretty loud in color. And I figured, yeah, kind of dig it. If it's something you like, then yeah, you're more than welcome to come by and grab it. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this thing. And I will share the coordinates with you once I get this thing repaired. Actually, let me just jump in the Sentinel here, and I'll give you the coordinates and the portal address real quick. All right, so coordinates are right there on the lower left-hand corner. This is also in the Euclid Galaxy. Again, not too much special about this ship, just a B class, but if you're looking for a pretty loud, crazy, colorful explorer ship, it may be worth it to you. Or maybe there's a piece on the ship that you might want to salvage and make your own explorer. So the coordinates are plus 33.56 and plus 41.20. All right. And like before, you should be able to get away without using the coordinates, right? Just use the portal address or the glyph address, port to the system. You will see this base in the system, fluorescent. It's called Fluorescent Explorer Base, right? And it's pretty easy to spot. It's pretty much the same color as the ship itself. Hey everyone, I'm back on the freighter, and I'm just repairing the technology slots in this ship for now. I'm not too worried about the inventory space. Whenever I pretty much want to start riding this ship around, I'll worry about that. And I have so many resources that this stuff is really not that big of a deal. So, um, it may be a big deal for you if you don't have a lot of resources to repair this thing. This is just kind of a unique, crazy, colorful ship. So for me, it's worth going ahead and just messing around with. However, it may not be worth it um, for you if you're not into explorers and if you don't want to do all the repairs. Yeah, I am going to purchase. I want to actually purchase a couple slots because it's cheap to do so right now. Okay. All right, so that's helpful. So we got a supercharged slot here and right here. So this one was already available, but this one I just opened up. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and take this thing up to an A class and see if a spot gets revealed. Then I'll take it right up to an S class. Okay. Yeah, so. Right. And this shield is not really that good, so I'm just going to sell that. Okay, so our supercharged slots. Well, at least these two are together. Let's see if the S class slot reveals itself right now. Okay. Yes, it did. All right, so this is not too bad, right? Um, Explorers have really low damage. The two Explorers I have, other than this one, damage is like 135 to 150, and I believe that's with all the supercharged slots taken up with weapons. So these things aren't really so much meant to be high damage or fighting ships, but you know, the two Explorers I have with the normal damage setup I have no problem fighting with it. So with this, I don't know, maybe I will probably balance it out to where, um, you know, damage right here, um, probably maneuverability. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe I'll go across damage wise, and then I'll take my maneuverability across. Who knows? But that is the layout right there for the supercharged slots. Um, if this ship interests any of you all, so that is the layout, and this stuff is not a big deal at all for me to repair. So let's hit the next spot for the next ship. I'll meet you there, everyone. So we are at the last Sentinel ship location in the Euclid galaxy. There's a couple more in some other galaxies, but this is the last one in Euclid. Now, this is a C class. It's really not all that. And I'm probably just going to take and salvage this thing, right? But I figured I would include this because it is kind of unique, really just based on the color, right? So pretty much a straight up blue and gray with some black, and it's got some nice, you know, engine lighting going on. It does not have the Dragonfly style wings, but you know, if I figured I would include it because there might be someone out there who likes the color or just likes the style of the ship. Not everybody has to like Dragonfly style wings. They're my favorites, but I'm just going to go ahead and take this thing and salvage it for close to around 25, 26 million. Um, but I guess let me go ahead and give you the coordinates for this if you're interested in this ship. So right down there at the lower left-hand corner, there is the glyphs that you'll need for the address, Euclid Galaxy. I'll leave it here for a second so you can take a screenshot. All right, and our coordinates for this ship is minus 53.77 and then plus 148.54. And I'll leave it there if you want to screenshot that. Actually, I'll take you with me to the space station just so you can see the thing in open space. It definitely has a pretty cool shape to it. But I have a good amount of Sentinel ships. Most of them are the Dragonfly style. So yeah, that is the last Sentinel ship that I have here in the Euclid Galaxy, so I'll catch you at the next one. Okay, everyone, we are at the next ship location. This is also a Sentinel ship. This looks like a Dragon style, but let me do first things first and get the address here for you guys. So the glyph address. Let me just do it in the ship itself. So here's the ship. I'm going to have to go to the monolith, but I'm pretty excited to see what this ship looks like when it's all said and done. It's a full Dragon style. It almost looks a lot like the blue and teal one, but it doesn't It's interesting because it does not have the like the wings that come out. It's just the dragon style wings itself. So I'm really kind of excited to see what this thing looks like. So the glyph address is going to be right. Just trying to get a good background. Okay, right there. Ikjamatwa, Ikjamatwa Galaxy. I don't know. Ikjamatu Galaxy. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that if you want. All right, and our coordinates here are plus 18.82 minus 170.43. And again, you will probably not have to resort to using the coordinates because you should be able to get away with just simply porting to the system, and then you will find my base. It's called Shaolin Magi's B-Class Sentinel base. So this is a B-Class Sentinel. I'll catch up with you when I get back from the monolith. All right, let's take this thing for a spin here, everyone. All right, get a look at this thing. Definitely liking it. I'm liking the fact that it doesn't have the lower sort of flat wings that protrude out. Not saying there's anything wrong with those, but this thing is pretty unique. All right, so I'm definitely claiming this. Let's see what this thing looks like up in the air. All right, got the cool dragon style wings going on. And yeah, definitely pretty kind of sinister looking, really. Yeah, a little bit different looking, a little sleek, sharp and pointy, looks dangerous, looks like it could cut you. All right, everyone, so I'll meet up with you at the space station to take this thing up to an S class. All right. All right, everyone, let's take this this Sentinel up to an S class. I really like the way this thing looks, especially when flying it. Not having these lower sort of flat stationary wings is definitely kind of unique and cool looking. All right. All right, so yeah, that opened up, I think it opened up this spot, but whatever. So far, yeah, when you take it up to an A class, you get these 3 spots, and I think that's a pretty good layout to begin with. And let's take this thing up to an S class and see what happens. All right. Cool, and it brought up the last one, so you don't have to actually open up any slots. However, I am going to unlock at least these 3, I think. Right. So this is pretty decent. What I might do is I might just dedicate this spot to maneuverability and then these 3 to damage, but I have to I'll have to see as that comes. But I'm going to go ahead and at least open up a couple slots here, since they're relatively cheap. That, and then do these 2. All right, everyone. So yeah, that is the Class B Sentinel to a Class S. I'm pretty happy with this layout here. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, everyone. So we're at the next spot now. These next three ships will all be Sentinel ships, and these three ships I have made separate videos for in the past, but I just wanted to include them in this video as well, just to be complete. So right here is sort of what I call my exotic Sentinel. Okay, so it's kind of unique. It doesn't have, it's just got these three engines on the back, and it doesn't have no wings. It's pretty neat. So it starts out, as you'll see right here, as a Class B, and you've got your two supercharged slots right here. So I already have this ship. Mine is right here. I already have taken this to a S class as a Class B. You got one there and one there. And then the next one is right here. And then the other one is right here. Let me give you the address and coordinates. So the address right here, as you can see, lower left-hand corner. This is in the Hyades galaxy or Hades galaxy. I'll leave that there for a second for you to copy. All right. And the coordinates to this place is minus 14.92, minus 44.58. And if you want, you can take a screenshot of that. All right. Now, again, like most of my ship or tool bases, you're probably not going to have to deal with the coordinates. You can just come right to the base. And once you get in the system, you should see a base here that says Shaolin Magi's Exotic Sentinel Ship Base. All right, so that's the first Sentinel ship that has been posted before. I'll meet you at the next place. All right, everybody, so this is another Sentinel ship. I posted a video for this one about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or something. And so what this is a sort of teal, a teal Sentinel ship. Yeah, get an overhead view for you. It's pretty decent looking, right? Full Dragonfly style. So that's, at least for me, that's a bonus. I love these kind of Sentinel ships. And this Sentinel starts out as a Class C, right? So nothing too impressive, nothing to write home about, right? Here's a little bit of a, I guess, a well-lit close-up view of the ship. So as a Class C, you only will get this supercharged slot available right here. All right. So I actually have this ship upgraded to an S class, and I've got it right over here. You will have to, aside from upgrading this to an S class, you will have to open up a couple slots on this side to get your supercharged slots. So your first supercharged slot, you've got one right here, okay? You've got the next one up here, all right? You have the one that we're aware of, which is right here, right, comes with the ship. And then your last one is right here, all right? And so it's not the greatest supercharged slot layout, right? They're kind of, there's some spacing in between them, but as you can see, you know, 451 damage is not bad. I would say that's a bit above average, right? I have ships that are, I think my yellow Sentinel ship is really close to 500 damage, but a lot of my ships are like 469, 475. So I would say this is a little bit above average. Decent shielding, right, with just the 3 standard S class and your, you know, shield that you get from the anomaly. Hyperdrive is good, and maneuverability is amazing, right? This ship may have the highest maneuverability, or is really up there for me. So yeah, if you like this ship, it will start out as a C class, so you will have to have the nanites to upgrade it, and you will also have to purchase um, this slot right here, and I can't remember. Let's take a look again. Okay, so this slot right here, you will have to purchase down here. You actually don't have to purchase any more slots because I believe it will be this one that opens up. You've already got this. This one will turn into a supercharged slot, and then you'll have to purchase or use a storage augmentation to open this slot up for your next supercharged slot. So that is the teal or green Sentinel ship. Let me go ahead and give you the coordinates and address for this thing. So right there is the address. This is in the Calypso Galaxy. And if you want, you can go ahead and take a screenshot of that real quick. All right, and let's look at the coordinates. So the coordinates for this ship, oh, this is a tough one to kind of see. Plus 20.88 plus 29.73. 20.88 plus, and then plus 29.73. And again, like most of the ships that I will show on video, you probably will not have to follow the coordinates because I already have a base built right here in front of the ship if you want to come and grab it. And the name of this base is Shalyn Magi's Green Sentinel ship. All right, so I've got one more Sentinel ship to show you all, and I'll meet you there. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm back. So I am at the last Starship or Sentinel Starship site, and this is actually an S Class Sentinel here. Okay, so this is the only S Class ship, I guess, in this video. But anyway, here it is right here. So I'm actually going to take this to the space station, but this is not really, I guess, my style that I like so much. So I'm just going to take and salvage this thing. But it is an S class, so if you don't have an S class ship, this is a very easy, quick way to get a really, really nice ship, really decent. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the monolith. I'm going to activate the brain, and I'll meet you back here. All right, everyone. Right down in the lower left-hand corner is the glyph address. It's in the Hesperius dimension, and I will leave it here for a couple seconds if you want to take a quick screenshot of that. All right, and the coordinates for this location is plus 26.18 minus 88.31. I'll leave it here if you want to screenshot that. Now, like I say in every one of my, well, most of my multi-tool and ship locations that I'm sharing, you're probably not going to have to use those coordinates because I basically have a base right here at the ship location itself. I actually have another base right in this system. It's at a trade post, and I put that there because uh, this is a wealthy system, so that's kind of a bonus, right? Low conflict. That's really cool, and booming economy. So this would probably be a pretty good place to sit around at some trade posts if you're not doing nothing, and you may come in contact with a few really decent ships, maybe some exotics or S classes. But I can't confirm that because I have not actually done that at this system, but maybe sometime in the future. So when you get into this system from taking that portal address, you could just, you probably will see my base. It's called S Class Sentinel Ship Base. And it is that simple. So that is pretty much all of the Sentinel ships. And I think there was that Explorer that I shared. I've got two more ship locations, but they're not like crash ships. They are locations where you will have to go into that system to either a trade station, space station, or a trading post and hang out and wait for the particular ship to arrive. So I will meet you in those video clips. Hey guys, so here's the exotic that comes to this space station. It was probably like the fourth or fifth ship that arrived here. So I got a base on this planet, and I'll catch up with you in a moment. As you can see, this thing has a pretty awesome layout as far as supercharged slots. You have three right in a row here, which is fantastic, and then you have one right here. So that's not too bad, right? Whatever you prioritize the most, you could throw here in these spots. Supercharge them as well as get the adjacency bonus. And then over here, you could, I don't know, throw something that's less important. So yeah, and I believe this is a wealthy system. Yeah, affluent. It's wealthy, very low conflict, and Viking system. So this is a great sort of space, to find these type of ships, these exotics, or even standard S-class ships, usually in wealthy systems that have low conflict. And like I said, this guy, once I landed in the space station, he got here. He was like the fifth ship. So I don't know what the, how would you say, I don't know what the rotation is or how long the rotation is to where he comes here to the space station. I mean, it could be once an hour, it could be once a couple hours, who knows. But it was a nice exotic ship. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and leave the glyph address right down here. If you want to take a screenshot of it and come here, if you're patient, you might want to hang out the space station a while. You may want to check some of the trading posts, but I'm pretty sure that that ship will wind up showing up at some point. So if you want to take a screenshot right down there in the left-hand corner, we're in the Euclid Galaxy. And yeah, so hey, what's up everyone? So I'm at a wealthy trade post, or yeah, 3-star system. Now it's also a 3-star conflict here too, though. But as you can see, a pilot just pulled up, and he has pretty cool looking sort of gray and black Squid exotic. Pretty decent layout, right? Supercharged slot there, so at least two of them are together, and this one's sort of in the general area. I have the yellow and purple Squid, so this isn't something I'm interested in, but it's kind of unique looking, a little bit of a different color scheme. Personally, I think it's kind of bland looking, but it is an exotic nonetheless. And I guess what I'd like to do is just share the address, which let me get that against a nice contrast here for you in the lower left-hand corner. This is in the Euclid galaxy. All right, and so that is the address, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump over into my ship real quick, and I can give you the coordinates. I don't know how often this NPC will stop by this trade post or the system itself, actually. But here are the coordinates to this spot. Kind of hard to see in my ship, but it's plus 24.82 plus 36.92. And you can take a screenshot of that if you want. All right. And again, like I said, I don't know how often this guy will stop at this post. Generally speaking, if they stop at the trade post, they're probably going to eventually stop at the space station as well. So anyway, yeah, that's just another little, I don't know, I guess a bonus little spot to check out. Again, this is a 3-star system, right? Flourishing economy, 3 stars, but it's also high conflict. Also, it's a Corvex system, so there's always the possibility of finding some alien monoliths and getting yourself a potentially decent S Class Atlantid multi-tool. So, all right, everyone. Be right back with you all. Hey, what's up, everyone? So this starship just pulled in. Pretty cool looking. I like these type wings on fighters. Obviously, the hot rod bodies are my absolute favorite. Not too crazy about the engines on the back, but as you can see, it's just a Class B, but it's pretty sharp looking. If I got this, I would wind up just getting it to salvage for either the cockpit or the wings. But it is, 5.8 million units. Not sure how often. Yeah, my ship's pretty similar, except I like the Halo wing and the big round engine on the back. But not sure how often this guy will come in here with this ship. But here is the glyph address to this place right here. I also put out a multi-tool video, and there's a really cool multi-tool here too, but it's also just a Class B. But down at the bottom is the glyph address. Obviously, wherever that brings you, it'll probably bring you to like a portal on one of the planets in the system. Obviously, you just come to the space station, hang out and wait, or you could find a trading post, and you'll probably come across this ship. I don't know how often you would see this ship or this ship type come in and out, right? Some are pretty repetitive. So, all right, just wanted to kind of include that real quick. Hey everyone, I'm back. So as you can see, I am still in the same system. I'm just down at a trading post now as opposed to the space station, and we have the exact pretty much starship that I just showed you at the space station, hot rod type. It was a Class B. This is a Class C. So yeah, the classes will change, but as you can see, pretty much the same starship. And in real time for me, it's been about 10 minutes since I ended that short little video clip that I just did when I ended that clip, I headed straight down here to a trading post, and this guy pulled right up, right? So apparently it's a pretty common ship, you know, the hot rod fighter. This is a Viking system, high conflict, but also high wealthy economy. You might want to check this system out. Even though I did show the glyph address, I'll go ahead and throw it down here real quick, just so you can check it out. This, I guess, the address down there would bring you to the trading post, I'm guessing, because from my recent memory, it looks a little bit different, but I'm in the same system here in the Euclid Galaxy. I just literally ended that last bit of the video, right, which was like 1 minute ago, and this guy is back here again. Let's see if it's the Class C ship that I just showed. Yeah. All right. So yeah, if you're looking for a fighter that you want to take up to an S class, this might be a good deal for you. If you're looking for a fighter ship like with the hot rod cockpit here, or these wings, or even, I don't know, this type of engine, it might be worth coming here and grabbing this thing for the parts, you know, whatever is. But so it's almost 5 million units. All right, everyone, so that is pretty much all the ships for the video. So I think that's a total of 10 starships. 8 of those starships, or I'm sorry, 6 of those starships being Sentinel ships, with one of those Sentinel ships being an S class. One of the ships out of the 8 was an Explorer. Pretty radical, crazy color combination on it. I liked it. And then there's 2 exotic ship locations in there, and I say ship locations because it's not like you're going to go right to that spot and find like a crashed exotic. You will have to go either to the space station or hang out at a trading post in those 2 systems. And then the last ship was just a basic fighter ship with the hot rod body. And I don't know what those wings are called, but I do like those wings for fighter ships. So yeah, that is the video. I hope there's something in there that you may find useful or valuable. And until the next time, peace out, everyone.